Hello, hi everybody. Welcome to this UCD Global webinar with some of our current students. Myself, my name is Lorraine Woods and I am the UCD South Asian Manager. I'm joined by two of our UCD students today, so I'll just get them to both introduce themselves. Fatima, do you want to introduce yourself firstly?
Okay, hi. Hello everyone. My name is Fathima David. I'm doing my master's in psychological science and I'm currently in Dublin.
Perfect. And RUPIN, would you introduce yourself please to everyone?
Hello everyone, I'm master student of UCD. I'm studying biological and biomolecular sciences and I'm currently in India.
Perfect, thanks guys. Thanks so much for joining me today as well. We might just kind of go back to the start of your year and the start of your journey with UCD, if you don't mind. Fatima, could you talk to me a little bit about when you arrived at the university and kind of orientation week, and if there was any kind of societies you joined, or how did you kind of get involved in the university? How did you find kind of that initial kind of arriving and settling in period?
Yeah, sure. Well, for starters, it was definitely exciting to move across the whole country to to some place totally new. But then I have been looking forward to an international education for so long, so I was just too happy to do it. And I would say the international admissions team at UCD made the whole process a whole lot easier. Like even from those days I was in India, I had like a lot of support where I could always get to somebody from the admissions team via mail or phone. So I always had a feeling that if at all there comes a time when I need help, I could always just approach these people. And personally, one of the best things about the beginning was the orientation week. We had like a solid 1 week orientation. So even though you are late to the country, you still have enough time to go around the university, figure things out, whether it was related to getting your identity card, figuring out the public transport, or even to your classrooms. That's one of the first things that I did personally, figure out where my classes would be, because it's such a huge building. It's so easy to get lost and all that. But then, yeah, that 1 week gives you like ample time to familiarize yourself with the whole system. And I would say being a master's student, I knew my hands would be full throughout the year. So I did not invest much in a lot of societies. I did become part of the Indian Society and the International Society, obviously. But then I had done a little bit of research into the societies that I was interested in. And there were few events that I liked in almost all the societies. So I thought, and there's even a provision where you could just stop by for this event without becoming a member. So I chose to do that. Like whenever something come across that I'm interested in, I just go in for the event depending on how my classes and everything else. So yeah.
And I think that's great because that allows you kind of you join the societies that you're kind of interested in, but then you still kind of went to some of the events that were running as well. So you still got to kind of attend all of the events and be part of other kind of groups and to meet other students as well, because it's nice to kind of get to know other students from other program areas as well, kind of through all of these different societies and groups. So that's really great to hear. And RUPIN, same question to you. How did you find kind of the start of the year in UCD and orientation and kind of the lead up to coming to Dublin?
I was very excited when I started my journey because I would get an international exposure, which I always wanted. And I also wanted to interact with people, get to know them. So societies were like most important for me. I knew I had a very difficult curriculum and I had to do much of my studies and assignments and projects as well. But then societies were something which I always thought would improve my personality and would help me in developing everything. So I joined UCD LGBT Society. I joined many other societies like biological societies. I also got like events officer in UCD LGBT Society. I organized various events. I got to know many people, and it was like an amazing experience where I got to know university professors, how the things are working in university, how we should organize events, like how should we interact with people. It was just like amazing experience from the beginning, and I'm completely enjoying till now.
That's really great. Yeah, no, because I think even that skill to kind of organize events and be part of planning process for different activities it's a different kind of skill, and you do have to kind of learn how to do that,
Yeah.
because it's not just a straightforward thing to organize a big event for people that are attending. So that's really great to hear that you've kind of been able to do that and balance your studies as well, because that's something that I do try and talk to students about when they're thinking about coming to the university. It's great to kind of be here and to enjoy kind of the academic side of things, but also it's nice to get involved and to meet other students and to meet other students from around the world and other Irish students as well. So it's all part of the experience and kind of in just the whole process of the time spent in the university. So I might ask you, Fatima, can you talk a little bit about your program and what you enjoy about the program that you've been studying in UCD? You're in the School of Psychology, so can you talk a little bit about maybe the subjects and maybe any assignments that you've been doing as well?
Yeah, sure. So I'm doing my master's in psychology. So it's a 1 year course. And the one thing I love about my course is how flexible the system is. Like for the first semester, we had like 2 days of class, and like for the semester, we used to have just 1 day of class. But then it gives us like a sufficient time to catch up with everything that's being done in class, so that by the time we go into the next one, we are like thorough with whatever we should be knowing. As for the other aspect, like the assignments and everything is like planned out so early, so you get to plan your life accordingly. Especially being a master's student and having to manage a part-time job, it's very good when your professors let you know at least like in a month advance, like what you will be doing, what the deadlines are, and all that. So yeah, I would say like it gives you a lot of flexibility, and that's one of the best things about it.
That's perfect. Oh, that's great. And Rupin, same question to you. What have you enjoyed about the program you've been studying? In terms of kind of assignments or any kind of exams or interactions with academics and professors?
So basically, I'm studying Masters in Biological and Biomolecular Sciences. It is a negotiated learning program. So I can choose my own modules. I don't have to go through structure. I can choose the modules which I want to study and which I aim like I'll be doing in future. So it's like an amazing thing. And then actually my course is a bit of difficult, or you can say it's very hectic, because you have to like know everything about a particular module. And I had like 4 in first, 4 in second, and 2 core modules each. So it was a bit of difficult, but then if you are in contact with your professors, if you do your assignments on time, if you communicate properly, and if you're regular with your studies and work, then everything is easy. So I did this as well as I was the part of societies. So everything is possible if you understand the deadlines and you communicate with your professors. So I enjoy my course.
That's great. I think, yeah, from both of your handouts, being able to balance other commitments and other interests as well with studies is great, and to be able to prioritize as well, to know when things have to be prioritized. That's a kind of another skill that is useful to learn when you're doing any kind of studies also. Fatima, can I ask you, just kind of given the current situation, it's a little bit of an unusual situation, and the move to online studying, how have you found that? How have you adapted to that?
Well, it's definitely not easy, but I would say it does have its own perks. Like for me, for example, I don't have to get up early in the morning, get on a bus at 6:15 to get to university. I get to do all my morning bit and just sit for class. I have had like both kind of classes where we have like a online class happening, and then we also have modules where our professors upload the content and they have an audios describing the whole thing that's there on slides. So with respect to the faculty and all the supporting staffs from the university, they are all like taking very good care of all these things. We get like weekly updates from all the responsible people telling us like, how the progress is and how things are going. And I have a feeling like, they're really, really caring so much about the mental and physical well-being of the students as well. So it's nice to know that the university is equally anxious about how the students are performing, and they're just not like, letting them go on their own and figure things out. So it's very comforting, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's really, really great to hear. And Rupin, how have you found the move to online studying as well?
So basically, the thing was with me that I had already completed my 2 modules. So I had only 2 modules to complete through online course. And one was like my professor used to upload all online lectures on the Brightspace. And secondly, the other module was like I used to talk with professor online. Then the groups were divided and we used to get time and space where we could do our assignment and could ask professor for help, and he would guide us and give us advice about how should we proceed with our examination, and how should we understand the concepts. He used to give 2 to 3 hours on the online lectures and stuff. So it was very easy to communicate with him. And as far as reaching out to professors, we used to get reply within like 3 to 4 hours. So it was very easy to communicate and get our doubts answered. And as the exams are approaching, we really need help through our professors, and that's what we are getting like every single day. Even if we talk to them every day, they reply to us, they give us time, and they help us understand what is the particular terminology, or how should we deal with the situations that are coming up, and how should we understand the concept. So it is very easy from that point of view.
No, and that's great to hear as well, especially when you're back in India too, to be able to have that kind of instant communication, because I think that's something the university is working very hard on, making sure that we're staying in contact with all of the current students, and that everyone is getting their questions answered, and that everybody does feel that they're supported. So that it's really positive to hear that that's been your experience, and you've been able to kind of adapt to the online learning, because it is different. It's something that we hadn't planned for, and many programs it's a little bit different than being in the classroom and being in the lecture theatres with the professors in front of you. But it's nice to hear that it's working for the situation we're in, and hopefully, look, it's not a long-term situation. So it's something that we just kind of have to get used to for the moment, but it's good that you feel that you can do your studies and kind of continue learning in this way at the moment. So that's really great to hear. Fatima, would you have any tips for the incoming youth students for this year that are thinking about coming to UCD and coming to Ireland? Is there any kind of advice you'd give to them?
Well, apart from the fact that when it comes to, like, everything aside from academics, you really don't have to worry about much, because the admissions team is very thorough with what they do. So they give you, step-by-step guidance. So by the time you're here, you're almost ready and you know what exactly should be done. Even with the orientation week and all that thing, they have like a thorough 1 week planned. So that I would say that's one thing you don't really have to worry about. But then do make sure, like, whenever you're applying for programs, when it comes to academics, what I felt is it's kind of necessary that when you choose a program that you go through the modules, because I come from a system where there's like a specific syllabus, so you just know this is exactly what you're learning. But then that's not the case with masters. It's all about, they give you a topic and then it's up to you to, like, develop on that and go on your own and learn more about it. So it's very important that you make sure that the program that you choose is something that you are really interested in. The modules offered is something that you are really interested in. So just, talk to your professors. Like, even after you get your admission, it's very easy to, like, talk to your professors. You could always just mail them, ask them for a handbook, so you just know what you would be dealing with in the coming year. So it just helps you be prepared.
Yeah, no, that's some great advice. Kind of make sure you do your research and be comfortable with what the subjects are, and be able to reach out to academic staff and to the admissions team. But yeah, no, that's great. And Rupin, the same question for you. What tips or advice would you have for any students thinking about coming to UCD?
So basically, my advice will be like there are education fairs going around. Like maybe because of the current situation, the number or the like it won't be as it was, but admission office will direct you with how you should be applying, how you should be communicating with the school heads or with the professors who have knowledge of particular subject you want to study. They can describe you everything, because when I came to Ireland, my first step was knowing my course. So when I went to an education fair, the professor over there explained me everything what is included in my course. So I knew my course before coming to Ireland. I also knew all the like clubs and societies because they're all available online. You can even go to UCD Society's website and get to know what all societies are there. You can understand which societies you would like to join and how your orientation week you have to plan, or what is the planner for that. Everything is available online. And also that as much as you engage with people over there, you will get to know what is Irish culture, because after all, when you go to another country, you should also know what the country is. So it's better to join societies, to talk with people, understand your own academics, understand the professors, and communicate with them, have the knowledge, and as well as the strength and confidence to represent yourself, because it's not easy to shift from one country to another and then face everything new. So it's better to be like planned and understand what's required when you go there.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense as well. Another kind of good tip. You've mentioned kind of, yeah, the more information you have and the more information you have about kind of what it would be like to study in another country, another university, and the more you kind of chat to people about this and chat to either the admissions team or if it's professors or if it's other students, and kind of getting to know students when you do get here, it's better, it's a more informed decision you can make. It's easier kind of to know kind of what's the correct option for you once you kind of have done your research in terms of kind of everything to do with the program and the university before coming to the university. So that's kind of the end of our webinar for today. Thank you so much to both of you for joining. I really appreciate it. It's been great to kind of chat to you and get your feedback in terms of kind of your overall year experience to date in UCD and kind of in the current situation as well. So I really appreciate you taking time to chat to me today. Thank you so much.
No worries, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.